Welcome back to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. What the heck was that for music? I have no
Isn't that real?
I have no is that what it is? Oh, there you go.
And that was real emotion we heard in the first segment.
Yes, I guess it is. So I guess that's what we're talking about is real emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Eric, for helping us out there.
Oh, anytime. It's actually sweet emotion.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Sweet emotion.
Well, don't ask me. I tell you, when I was in high school, I was listening to music of the 40s and 50s. I always was a kid out of place here.
Oh, okay, I'm starting to get a picture of you in high school, Gene.
But, hey, folks, if you're just joining us, let's get back on track here. You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. And we are broadcasting from the Concierge Landscape Studios. We're brought to you this hour by Extreme Exteriors. And our first story, Property Management in the News, was picked up originally from the Star Tribune East Metro section.
Yeah, it happened right here in the Metro, White Bear Township.
A common thing that we're seeing over and over again. Homeowner Association has a number of people that are delinquent, homes that go into foreclosure. And so if the Homeowner Association is going to continue to make good on all of the bills, to provide all the services that they need to,
that's right,
they need to turn to the people who are faithful in paying and saying, you're going to have to ante up some more.
That's right.
Not fair, but you have to do it to keep the lights on.
That's right. And that's the only source of revenue for the Homeowners Association are the fees that the homeowner members pay every month. Those fees are meant to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And when people renege on paying their dues, then their neighbors have to pick up the tab.
And we just had on, of course, on the first segment, one of the homeowners from the association that was mentioned in that article on, Linda Lindemann, and we really appreciate Linda taking some time to be with us.
And she did articulate, it's very upsetting to get a letter like that from your association where out of the blue, all of a sudden, boom, they're going to charge you $700 that you weren't expecting to have to pay. Nobody likes that.
And but some of the things that she said, common things that we hear over and over again, is it not?
It is. This is a common issue. This is the current issue that's happening in homeowners associations is they're coming up short in their revenues because of the number of foreclosures and delinquent dues. But what has always happened for the 11 years I've managed homeowners associations, the very common response of homeowners is, I didn't know anything about what I purchased when I bought in this homeowners association. I didn't read my documents, and I have no clue what I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
That I've been listening to for 11 years. And if it's about getting your car towed, if it's about electing board members, if it's about paying a special assessment, people are uninformed.
You're right. And folks, if you're thinking of purchasing a home in a homeowners association, you're going to be given a big, thick piece of parchment papers, documents here,
a sheaf of
paper,
yes.
Hundreds of pages.
Yes.
It's called the governing documents,
Yes.
and it's going to tell you what you need to know or should know prior to buying that home. For example, can you, as a homeowner, you may wish to have the right to be able to rent out your unit. Is that allowed with the association?
You better find out. Included with those documents should be, if it's an existing association especially, there should be also be the rules and regulations that have been drafted by the members of the association since the governing documents were drawn up. Read the declaration for sure. Read the rules and regulations. Read the bylaws. When you purchase a home in a homeowners association, you are agreeing to give up some of your individual rights in return for services that you will collectively pay for. So the idea being you can afford services now because you're paying for them with all your neighbors that you wouldn't be able to afford necessarily in a single-family home. Someone will be there to shovel your snow, plow your streets, mow your lawn, take care of your shrubs, take care of the swimming pool if there is one, the tennis courts, whatever the amenities. That is what you're getting in exchange for your promise to help pay the bills.
Yeah, and if you're in a townhome association, if you take a look at what that basic unit price is per month, you're going to find that it's fantastic.
It's a excellent
saving.
deal.
It's a great value for its money, and that's why people go into associations.
That's right. But you should see that before you purchase. You should see exactly what your monthly assessment pays for. Then you can compare that to what it would cost you if you were in a single family home. And make sure you're saving money.
Exactly. And the other part that I guess that you need to understand that you cannot get away from, and that is when you enter into this agreement to buy a home in an association, you are also tying yourself to the financial stability of everyone else who owns in the property.
That's right. And during this time, these tough economic times, that's really coming home to roost, isn't it? Because people are suffering some bad consequences for that.
Yeah, I know some people that wouldn't, who have lived in a homeowners association, but tell me that they wouldn't even think of ever co-signing a loan for their son or their daughter or a friend, yet they live in an association, and guess what? You have, in essence, said you're willing to co-sign and pick up the tab for all the other people that you don't even know.
That's right.
Because you are now financially tied together.
Now, Linda brought up several good points. She was not familiar with her governing documents. She couldn't even find that she'd been given those governing documents. Usually, the sale can't even close unless you have verified that you got the governing documents. So I'm guessing they're somewhere that she just didn't see them. But there is a process for assessing a special assessment, and that is an assessment above and beyond the normal annual fees.
Let's, if I could,
and we're not sure that her association followed the process.
Yes, but I'm going to assume that they probably did because it is an established association. They are managed by a management company. So I'm thinking.
And plus, the article quoted a couple of attorneys that we're very familiar with who know their business, Phaedra Howard and Fred Kreitzman, who were quoted in this article from the Star Tribune on October 2nd, and they know what they're talking about, as well as Frank Rathbun, who's the Community Associations Institute spokesperson in our area.
Let me just address, because one of the things that Linda said that she had difficulty with was understanding there were governing documents, how to get a hold of them. Mm-hmm. Now, she did the first thing that she should do, and that was to call the number given to her as the contact for the association, which was a management office. Now, they said that they were going to require a fee, and that is true because if you ask for another copy to be sent to you, you will be charged a document fee
Copying
for
fees
reproducing.
And time. That's right.
And we're talking about something could be a 200-page document.
That's right.
A couple other things, though, that you could check into that may not cost you anything if you don't have your governing documents. Does the association have a website? Number one, they may have those types of things posted and something that you could get for free.
Yeah.
Ask the management company or the association. Maybe they've scanned it in.
Mm-hmm.
If something is scanned in, it's a matter of attaching something to an email. There's no cost there at all. If you think that the cost is too much from the management company, go to the county that your home presides in, and you can get a copy many times from the county records, the governing documents that were associated with that property and
file.
You
have to be careful because you won't get all of the governing documents. Only one or two sections are required to be recorded.
Yeah, well, not necessarily, but that would be another place if you don't.
I'm just saying, be aware you won't get the complete set. Another thing you could do is go to a neighbor.
Yeah.
And ask if they have their set and make copies of that.
So there's other things. There's other things that you can do that would probably save you some money. Number two, though, like what we've talked about, you're not going to be, unfortunately, able to get out of being responsible for this debt. Question that we asked, and I know is probably kind of a hard one to answer on the air, and that was, what should the association do? And folks, stop and think about that. If the association does not have the money being collected from all homeowners and people are delinquent, what should they do? What can they do? What comes to most people's minds? Well, let's try and collect the money. Let's try and go to collections. And I would say 99% of the time, associations are already doing that.
Well, I have to say, a special assessment is the very last resort.
Mm-hmm.
They have definitely taken steps to try and collect this money from the delinquent homeowners, including foreclosure, which is one of the options that an association has in order to collect debt. Linda learned that when she said she wasn't going to pay her special assessment. She was told, well, we will come after you with collection.
She was told that since there are about 15 foreclosed homes, that's almost 20%.
Oh, yeah, that's a
huge percentage. Therefore, I think it's probably safe to say that there's a bunch of money you're not going to collect and probably need to go to the homeowners.
How about this, Gene? How could the association have handled this better? Are there some things they might have been able to do that would have maybe made this a smoother process for their members?
I think so, but we're running out of time on this segment. Let's address that real quickly when we come back. Folks, we'll take a break right now. And when we come back, we'll talk about what a homeowner association can do to try and keep homeowners in the loop and try to keep collections down. More after these messages.